So what are our chances of going into Arrowhead and pulling out a win? I'll let you know, plus my 4 keys to the game. We're going to do that right now.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
Let's get to the injury report in a little bit more detail. Did not practice. The only other one is Foster Moreau. This is encouraging because Hunter Renfro missed 2 games on concussion protocol. Full practice. I think he's good to go. Let's take a look at the Chiefs side. Like I said, Trey Smith, limited practice. Everybody else was full practice. Creed took a personal day. I couldn't find anything detailed on that. Non-injury related, of course. I think he's going to play, but I just noted it there. The only one is Harrison Butker. They missed him a couple weeks ago against the Colts. They had that Amendola guy. He didn't do too well, but last week they picked up a guy named Matthew Wright. 2 of 2 as far as field goals, 5 of 5 for extra points. I think they're probably good to go even if Butker does not play this week against us. We're going to get to the first key of the game. Of course, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. The offense flows through this guy. And this is what I came up with. Our goal should be at least 2 sacks, at least 5 quarterback hits. I'd like to see 1 turnover from him if it's a strip sack or an interception. And probably the biggest stat here is this 3rd down conversion rate. I think if we do the other ones, that's nice. But if we can get him less than 50% on 3rd down conversions, I think we're headed towards the right direction and winning this game. And I'll tell you why. The Indianapolis game, there were only 3 of 10 3rd down conversions. And the last time we won 2020 at Arrowhead, they were only 6 of 14, under 50%. Now, my second key to the game, you might think I'm going to talk about Traviskelce. I'm not going to talk about Traviskelce. I'm not going to talk about Traviskelce. You know why? Because whether they win or lose, Kelce usually does pretty well anyway. I got to go with this running game, and I'll tell you why. They're really kind of making this shift over to the running game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire came into this season. We talked about this in the Chiefs review in the offseason. He's felt the best he has health-wise since he's been with the team. And they got Isaiah Pacheco. They're running the ball more. They ran it all over Tampa, which had a good run defense until the Chiefs ran all over them, almost 200 yards. They didn't get quite as many yards as we got last week against Denver, but this is what they want to do. They want to get a little bit more balance. So the second key to the game is the running game here, and I'm looking at 85 rushing yards as our threshold and 5 rushing first downs. This is why we held Denver Broncos as a team to 85 rushing yards. To be honest with you, I think the Denver Broncos run offense is better. They did do quite well last week, but overall, more than one sample size, one game. I think Denver has that. I think that's quite doable, especially with Perryman, who has been fully practicing. A little worried about the concussion protocol. This guy loves to sniff out the run and screen plays. This is vital. We have him to hit this goal. And then the 5 rushing first downs. I said that because when we beat them last time in Arrowhead Stadium, they only had 5 rushing first downs. When they played against the Colts and lost, they only had 6. When they played against the Chargers, and probably, honestly, the Chargers should have won that game. Very close game. They only had 2. Last week, they had 8. We can't let them run like crazy against us. If you are enjoying this, of course, give this a thumbs up, like it, and also subscribe. Hit the bell notification, especially if you are watching this on the replay. Does you no good because we're going to have a lot more interaction. I'm really excited about this coming up after this game preview. And then you'll be able to join us at halftime. You too, Faye. You can come here too. It's a 5:15 evening start, of course, Monday Night Football, so we'll be on about an hour and a half later, about 6:45. We're going to go over the first half stats. I'll give you my good, my bad, my ugly, like I normally do. So I encourage you to come out and join us.
And I hear everyone say it, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
Now, as far as our offense goes, up against this Chiefs defense, you can see the stats here. Number 1 against the run. They've been doing pretty well. They've done a real good job with this front 4. To be honest with you, Karlaftis, I talked about that when they drafted him. They can move Jones back inside where he belongs. Naughty's not too bad at all. No slouch. And then, of course, Frank Clark, stud on the edge. I'm going to go with my first key to the game. Of course, it's going to be Derek Carr. He's running this offense. I think we're going to have to pass more against this team. I said last week we'd have to run more because they have a superior pass defense than the Denver Broncos. I think more so with the Chiefs. Their run defense is good, not just the front 4. I like Nick Bolton. I liked him in college at Missouri. I think he's a true middle linebacker, very good tackler and run stuffer. It's going to be tough to run the ball. I think we still need to do it. We need to be balanced. Can't pass all the time, but the This game on the offensive side, of course, is going to be on Derek Carr's shoulders. And I'm going to say this is what I'm looking at as far as stats. He probably needs to throw at least 280 passing yards. I'd like to see 3 touchdowns and only 1 turnover, whether that's a fumble or an interception max. I want to see about 110 QBR. And I want to see that third down conversion rate at 50% or greater for us. I'm saying this because in 2020, we only turned the ball over 2 times, one on him, one on somebody else with a fumble. When we got destroyed last year, we turned the ball over 5 times. Carr turned the ball over twice, a fumble and an interception. There were 3 other fumbles in the game. Of course, you can't turn the ball over 5 times and expect it when we got destroyed. But as far as Carr goes, I think maybe 1 turnover we could allow. If we can hit these numbers, especially this third down conversion rate. Again, I emphasize moving the chains, and Renfrow, he's been fully practicing. I think he's going to be back with us. He's missed 2 games on the concussion protocol. We really need him in the slot. We need third and Renfrow to move those chains. And if we can do that, we get the ball longer, we got more opportunities to score, and we keep the ball away from this high-powered offense of the Chiefs. Now, my second key to the game. Last week, I focused on Waller and Hollins, right? I'm going to go the other side here. Adams and Renfrow are 2 studs. Now, L'Jarius Sneed, I think he's going to play. He was on the injury report for an ankle. He's not going to be 100%. He's not bad. I don't think he's as good as Sertan. Plus, he's got that ankle injury. It's going to be hard for him to cut and turn, even when he's not 100%. So I'm looking at that. Of course, Renfrow in the slot, third and Renfrow. So this is what I'm looking at. I want to see a combined 20 targets, 15 receptions, 150 plus receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns or more at least from these 2 guys. I don't think that's too much to ask for, especially in this matchup. The Chiefs defense are a lot more run heavy. They've been 27th in pass. I think that can be exploited. Again, their top guy is not at 100%. It's time to exploit this and time to get Renfrow back into this offense. Now, as far as my prediction goes, you can see it right here. I got the Chiefs winning this one in a close one, 37-34. I think it will go either way. It all depends on how the Raiders play. If we play right, we have a chance at winning this game, but it's going to be difficult. This is going to be probably the toughest game of the year for us, of course. It's at the Chiefs. They're a tough team. It's on Monday night. They're not going to want to lose to the Raiders in front of the world. I think the Chiefs are probably going to win this one, but I'm not going to give definitely 100%. I'll probably give us about maybe a 35% chance of winning this game.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.